donations since we just tipped over into 96K. Al Lolson donates $20 and says, just wanted to say, I love the whole Polygon crew. Thanks for consistently being awesome all the time. Thank you. Andres donates $20 and says, Deuce is the best. Correct. An Awakened Plant donated $100 and says, Brian or Jenna, please read an excerpt from the Conquest of Bread on stream. I know you have a copy. Conditionally, please play a clown song we won't like. Thank you. And so that's a clown song up on the stream.
Okay.
Conquest of Bread. Do you know? I don't know what that is.
I also don't know what that is.
Okay,
So,
they insist that we do, so that's, I know you have a copy. All right, I will Google that after this and we'll figure out. Looking, and I'm seeing people in the chat, and I've also, according to Wikipedia, the Conquest of Bread is a very famous anarchist text, apparently. 1892 book by the Russian anarcho-communist Piotor Kropotkin. Originally written in French, it appears as a series of articles. So yeah, let me see if I can find, I mean, presumably this text is online somewhere. So glad I'm searching on my company computer for this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it was an anarchist text and somebody hasn't uploaded it online for free, I would be extremely...
there are there are many versions of this available online for the Conquest of Bread, so if anybody wants to dig into that. I'm loath to start reading something on the stream that I haven't read myself personally, for probably very obvious reasons. I'm certain this is great, but let me peep and see if there's any good and maybe useful, because that's the other thing about excerpts, is that you can pull a paragraph, but is that going to be even interesting or useful out of context? All right, I found a good section from Conquest of Bread on Goodreads. Thank you, whoever in the chat recommended hopping in to finding just some quotes. The means of production being the collective work of humanity, the product should be the collective property of the race. Individual appropriation is neither just nor serviceable. All belongs to all. All things are for all men, since all men have need of them. Since all men have worked in the measure of their strength to produce them, and since it is not possible to evaluate everyone's part in the production of the world's wealth. All things are for all. Here is an immense stock of tools and implements. Here are all those iron slaves which we call machines, which saw and plane, spin and weave for us, unmaking and remaking, working up raw matter to produce the marvel of our times. But nobody has the right to seize a single one of these machines and say, this is mine. If you want to use it, you must pay me a tax on each of your products, any more than a feudal lord of medieval times has the right to say to the peasant, this hill, this meadow belongs to me, and you must pay me a tax on every sheaf of corn you reef, on every rick you build. All is for all. If the man and the woman bear their fair share of work, they have a right to their fair share of all that is produced by all, and that share is enough to secure them well-being. No more of such vague formulas as the right to work, or to each the whole result of his labor. What we proclaim is the right to well-being for all. That's some shit.
That is.